a 35k rank rise and our highest position of the season. Hi guys, it's Henry Sable and welcome back to my FPL. Today is going to be a review of Game Week 30 where we played our wildcard and a preview of Game Week 31. This week we scored 67 points and the average was only 46. We now have a total of 1,893 points. And that puts us up 35,000 places to 161,920th. Our team value is now 108.6 million. Let's get straight into how our team scored. In goal, Martinez scored 4 points in a 3-1 win over Fulham. He got 2 save points from 6 saves. We decided to play him over Lloris, and Lloris only scored 2, who was on our bench, so that was a good choice. In our wildcard, we brought in 2 really good keepers because of all of the blanks and the double game weeks coming up, and hopefully then each week we will make the right choice on who to play. In defence, we had 2 Chelsea players, Azpilicueta and Rudiger. Azpilicueta conceded 5 goals, so he only got us no points. 0, absolutely 0. Who expected Chelsea to let in 5 goals? They've only let in like 2 goals in the past 8 weeks. Next is Shaw, who scored us 2 points in a 2-1 win over Brighton. And lastly, Target in defence, who's an auto sub for Rudiger because he just didn't play at all. Target scored 2 points in a 3-1 win over Fulham. We decided to keep Target in our wildcard team as a 5th defender in case something like this happens, so that was a good choice. In midfield, Jota scored us 12 points in a 3-0 win over Arsenal. He came on for just 29 minutes and scored twice. That is incredible. That's the sort of thing he was doing in the early part of the season when we had him before he got injured, so that is why we brought him back. Fernandes scored 5 in a 2-1 win over Brighton. He got 1 assist. Son only got 1 in the 2-2 draw against Newcastle because he only played 45 minutes at the end. Lingard also scored us 12, like Jota, in a 3-2 win over Wolves. He got 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 yellow card and 3 bonus points. Our 5th midfielder was GW31, but he didn't play in the Manchester City game either, so that means up front, Iheanacho came in as an auto sub and scored us 2 points in their 2-0 loss to Manchester City. Kane, our captain, scored us 26 points in the 2-2 draw against Newcastle. He scored 2 goals and got 3 bonus points. Kane is now the 2nd highest scorer in all of FPL, behind Fernandes, who is 1st, and it looks like he will stay there, or maybe even go to 1st for the rest of the season. Finally, we had Adams, who scored us 1 point in a 3-2 win over Burnley. He only played 4 minutes. We brought Adams in as a big differential because not many people have him, and in the last 3 weeks he has scored a goal in every single match. So it was quite disappointing that he only scored 1 point this week, and it leaves us with the question, will we play him next week? I've already mentioned a few of these, but on our bench, Lloris scored 2, GW31 scored 0, Rudiger scored 0, and Stones also scored 0, with a grand total of 2. In our head-to-head league, we won 67-47 against Megs. That moved us up to 2nd place in the table on 58 points. 3rd, 4th and 5th are just behind us on 57 points, so we're gonna have to be on our game. 1st is on 67 points, so that is 9 points ahead of us, which means we're gonna have to win 3 games to catch up with them. This week we are playing against GW30, who is 3.4 millionth ranked in the world. They seem to have stopped playing in Game Week 27 because they have made no transfers since then, so hopefully that means we can win. This team is okay apart from 2 injuries, which is Wilson and Justin. In our match against Ben Foster, we ended up winning 67-41. Ben got 49 points but also took an 8-point hit. His best scorers were Kane with 13, Salah with 8, Rafinha with 6, Edison with 5, Fernandes with 5, and Bamford, his captain, with 4. In our mini league, we've moved back up to 9th position, joint with 8th on 1,893 total points. and that means we are just 1 point behind 7th place on 1,894. So, with 8 weeks left, we're aiming to finish in the top 5. The top 10 people in our mini league are: in first is On the Back Burner with 2,036 points. Second is the Cow Crapper with 1,974. Third is Finding Timo's Form with 1,937 points. Fourth is Finlay Brogan with 1,922 points. Fifth is Mitrovic for the Win with 1,918 points. Sixth is Confused Cockerels with 1,911 points. 7 is Milsey FC with 1,894 points. 8th is Kung Fu Kemi with 1,893 points. 9th is Us with 1,893 points also. And finally 10th is Sauce with 1,891 points. The highest scorer in our mini league this week was Leeds United Boys with 83 points. They are 206th in our mini league out of 265. His highest scorers were Watkins as captain with 14, Harrison with 13, Alexander-Arnold with 12, Jota with 12, and Mendy for Man City with 15. He had 5 double-digit scores, so well done to you, and thank you to everyone that has joined my mini league. If you want to join, then use the code below. Now on to Game Week 31. Our plan, if you recall seeing our spreadsheet transfer plan in last week's video, is to roll our transfer this week. We had Adams as a 2-week punt playing against Burnley and West Brom. However, he didn't start last week's game and came on for just 4 minutes at the end. So we are thinking of bringing forward our Game Week 32 transfer, Vardy. He plays against West Ham, so not ideal, but if Adams is benched again, then it may be better to have Vardy instead. West Ham do actually have Declan Rice and Antonio injured now, so that could be a good move. Vardy will definitely play, and we have rotation risk with Gundogan, Stones, plus Rudiger and Azpilicueta because of Champions League. Captain choice is really tricky because there's no standout captain this week. We like Gundogan versus Leeds, but not sure he'll actually play as he did play against Dortmund midweek in the Champions League. They've also got the second leg on Wednesday, so he could be rested. Jota versus Aston Villa is also an option, but he could only play part of the match like he did last week. Man U play Tottenham, so Bruno plus Kane aren't ideal. Lingard is playing Leicester, so not great either. So maybe even Vardy against West Ham could be a good choice of captain. So we've got lots to think about with our captain choice before the deadline. So at the moment, our team for this week is Lloris in goal against Man U. In defence, Rudiger and Azpilicueta against Crystal Palace. Stones and Gundogan against Leeds. Jota against Aston Villa. Son against Man U. Fernandes against Tottenham. Lingard against Leicester. Kane against Manchester United. Adams against West Brom or Vardy against West Ham. Our bench is Martinez against Liverpool, Iheanacho against West Ham, Shaw against Tottenham, and finally Target against Liverpool. If any of our Chelsea or Manchester City players don't play, then we've got a good bench to come in for them. The goalkeeper choice is tricky, but this week we feel Lloris has more chance of a clean sheet than Martinez. So we're now going to go and think about our Adams to Vardy transfer, and we need to do that before the deadline, which is 6:30 on Friday. So make sure you get your transfers done in time like we will. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, then make sure you hit the like button, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Bye!